So would you say that if you talk about that, I look at Cameroon and Anglophone movement.
Yeah.
When we started the Cameroon and Anglophone movement, basically talking about a return to the bicultural federation.
Yeah.
Suela popped up.
Yes.
Suela popped up against bicultural federation for a 10-state federation, whatever they call it. Even Mulan Jol today, who is on the front line of the Southern Cameroon separatists, was a 10-state federation when Khan was talking about bicultural federation.
Yeah.
So the GC board came and all of those things were knocked down, no problem. We all eat our children together, we eat our fufu and everything together and all that, but that's not a problem.
Yeah.
Do you think that the intellectuals, you the intellectuals, and others who are really engaged in this process and who care very much about authentic political collaboration within and between the Southern Cameroonians? Let me go now to Southern Cameroons, because I would not be afraid to call Southern Cameroon, because Bia is calling the other part La Republic of Cameroon. I am not SCNC right now, I don't militate with SCNC, but I vowed when I was living here in 1994, when they tried to change my passport, that I would never travel as a Cameroonian with La Republic of Cameroon passport. Because even when we are talking on dual nationality now, dual nationality is a good debate, that because first of all, when we talk dual nationality, you should come and identify what nationality Southern Cameroonians are.
Yes.
Before you're going dual nationality. Yes. So do you think that the intellectuals, we have not been visionary enough and honest enough, authentic enough to come up with such projects that our people on both sides can go beyond whatever cloud is there and work together, like the GC thing, like the University of Boya, now that is going and already reading things of when there are problems in the University of Boya, Southwestern is talking about that is banner that people coming to destroy the university.
Yes, so. Yes. Well, I think you've touched on a number of issues. I'll go back to CAM. I think CAM itself was a mistake. The formation of the Cameroon and Anglophone movement was, in my opinion, a mistake. I even later on formed another one called Sokafa, the Southern Cameroon's force or something like that.
Okay.
From someone after when we were beginning to get frustrated with SCNC and its leadership, all of those things were actually mistakes.
Okay.
And they set us back. The government of the Republic capitalized on those small errors that we made. When you talk about Cameroon and Anglophone movement, the Francophone say, but what are they talking about? If we had kept on the AAC, on the track that the AAC had to define, because actually, if you look at what is happening in this country in terms of revision of constitution, in terms of administration, lots of the things that we said at the AAC that we put together, the government is doing them as if they were their own. Our anger with them is that they are not giving credit.
Exactly, where is due?
Where is due. You see, if we had stuck to that, then AAC would have just been a good forum for us to meet regularly.
Exactly.
And at such meetings, it will be Anglophones who will come in, and Anglophones with education. Now, once you touch on Southern Cameroon, the government has a lot of money, which is ready to pick and give to one or two people, few hungry people, who will go around and castigate you for talking something that should not exist, but threatening to divide the nation, saying things like that. I remember I was once invited by Congo Edima, the Minister of Territorial Administration, and when I got to his house, he just said, "Oh, you are the one who wants to divide this country." And you know, I was already in his house. I couldn't start fidgeting with the thing. Say, no, I'm not the one. I said, yes, I am. I just told him straight, yes, I am. I want to divide the country. He said, no, sit down, my son, you are an honest person. Sit down, we'll have dinner together. Then when we got to dinner, he said, the head of state wants me to get a group of Anglophone leaders so that we can have a meeting to discuss the Southern Cameroon's problem. I said, is that right? He said, yes. I said, okay, but I can't go back and put people together. Not one. At that time, Justice Ebini had this problem, and he was in jail. So I told him, I said, the person who will do that is that guy around in the jail. So he said, give me that release. I said, you release him. And he will put the group together. And he promised me he would do, and he did it. Justice Ebini came to go here, called me, and we talked, and he thanked me. But before the head of state returned from US, this fragmentation that I have talking about within our leadership just came into play, and there was nobody to discuss with. But if we had stayed, as I said, we had stayed together and identified our leadership and stuck by it, even with their mistakes, because we are no longer in 1960s.
You mean like the AAC leadership? Okay, the Contrary.
Yes, those were people who had inspiration, they were inspired.
Okay.
And there are people with knowledge that supersedes the knowledge of the people of 1960. And they could have started us back on the right path. But
they seem to have, our knowledge nowadays seem to have more problems than the knowledge in the past.
Well,
because if you look even without error, if you see what those people could manage and keep together even with the errors they were making,
yes.
It seems we cannot even keep an organization together.
No, I think what I'm talking about is the ability of this present leadership to fill into the gaps which were in the former people. They have the know-how, they have the brains, which those elders unfortunately did not really have. So they could have stuck together and capitalize on that and fill in where and would have been well ahead. But you see, I wouldn't agree entirely that it's a stomach issue. I wouldn't agree entirely with that because people misinterpret. There was a time that they had given somebody 300 million to kill the cause, they had done that. Those are things that there are remarks that are thrown in order to explain the liturgy. These people are trying to explain. So what has happened to this guy? Then they tell
people don't have the right information.
They give some money, so they say, well, that's the way I see it.
So now to the Anglophone issue. You spoke about the Northwest divide, which I may add. It seems as if we shy away from really discussing this Northwest-Southwest divide issue. And people take a lot of comfort avoiding it or sanitizing it. Because there's a lot of sanitizing going on in this issue. But culturally, there is some damage that is there that we need honest people on both sides to try to wipe it out. Okay, I remember during Thanksgiving in the US, I was invited by one of the Northwest Funds for dinner. And an engineer came in, a Northwesterner, who was married to a Mani woman. And I'm sure from my experience, Northwesterners have been very successful in their marriage with Mani women, especially, from what I've seen. Your wife is No, I have seen very good marriages, especially the men. Yes. Your wife is Mani.
Yes.
So one of the things when I came from the village that I've been crying and talking to people, this guy came and basically was crying on the wife who died in his sons, and they had to come and take the corpse and go and bury in Mani.
Yes.
And he had to do a symbolic burial in his own place.
Yeah.
And that has traumatized him up to today. He's really not feeling very good. Those are some of the things that bring problems.
Yeah, let me just get in there. It's a very worrying problem for Northwesterners who go to marry in the Southwest. Because the Northwesterner is more tied to a certain tradition.
Yes.
That is Southwestern.
You know the case of for Nana?
No.
You know
That's okay. I know the case. But luckily for me, or happily for me, it will not apply to me because
Where's your wife?
for one thing, I will die before my wife. So it won't bother me. But secondly,
It won't bother you. You'll be waiting for her. Let us expect the spirit and you'll be waiting for her.
my wife comes from a very civilized family.
Where does she come from?
From Osin.
Oh, that's a bad place too.
She's General Toto's daughter, actually.
But those are the people who propagate those things.
No, what I want to say is that General Toto is married from Ndop as well. True. So if his wife dies, the people are not going to come and take the wife from him. She's going to bury her in Mambe. So I'm not going to take
the people don't have those things, right?
Well,
the Northwest does not have that kind of
he should see that he has taken a wife from some place to his place, and no one is coming to treat back the wife. Then you have no reason to take back the wife.
Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. And unfortunately, some of those things might happen when the attacker is not there.
To talk about this Norwest-Southwest divide, I think it is a very painful thing. Do you know that at the moment, the registrar of the GCE board, which we all Anglophone fought for, and the chairman of the GCE board cannot come from one village.
Cannot come from one
village. Not to talk.
That is a law.
It is a kind of unwritten agreement. They cannot both come from Southwest. They cannot both come from.
Oh, you mean from one region?
Yeah.
Okay.
They cannot both come from Southwest. They cannot both come from Northwest. Therefore, they cannot come from one village. You see what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So in the meantime,
So why can't they come from the same region? Why can't they? Because at the time we sat down to put the DC board in place, this Northwest-Southwest divide suddenly surfaced. And we started hearing that we have fought for this thing together.
Mm-hmm.
So this thing has to be divided equally. So we said, okay, chairman, you are from Southwest, me registrar from Northwest. So let's go to the next one. Deputy registrar, one from Southwest, the other one from Northwest. And so if you apply for deputy registrar in charge of exams, and the position for, and you were Northwest, and the position of the deputy registrar in charge of exams was at that time a mark for Southwest, your application, however qualified you are, will not be considered.
So it's not a matter of competence or
it wasn't any longer a matter of
it's just who is a Southwesterner who is available, who should be scheduled to have this.
Yes. And that came about just because we wanted to, put a lid on this Northwest-Southwest thing so that some people could go ahead and respect the institution.
But Mr. Azong Wara, maybe if this present generation can use even that means for the meantime to solve that problem, don't you think that the former politicians of West Cameroon leading to certain things overdid it? Because if you look at it, I don't have one iota of that kind of feeling as a Southwesterner in my blood. Because I have been identified even as a Southwesterner as the most tremendous person. You understand? Yeah. But it's also good for us to tell the truth. You understand? Yeah. Don't you think that the people like Foncha and Mona planted this seed by overdoing it? Because if you came, we had 3 prime ministers, all of them from Northwest. Yes. And we had a governor here when Yakumta was here. I was not really much of age to be engaged in certain things, but all I was here is grabbing of land and giving to Northwesterners all over the place. Yes. So when those sentiments, some people, even if it is not true, and people keep hearing that, and they turn around and they are looking things to be that way. It is good for us when we are coming up to recognize that, even if it is just in people's minds, to reverse whatever is in their mind in action. I would not agree that they take an incompetent person and make him registrar of the GC, but just because he's from the southwest.
Exactly.
But I don't also think that our competency now in our place is determined by qualifications, and we don't lack qualifications. We're very qualified people.
Yeah.
So would you not think that if that is a temporary solution to try at least to change the thinking and the psyche of this problem, it could be possible to use that?
Well, as I said, these divisions come just when there is something to share. When there is a booty to share,
Yes.
then we start to give thoughts to things like that. That's not my field. I don't get to the point where you have property to share. I'm contented with
Where you are.
My field is revolutionary. How to get the ideas across so that they bring change. We can bring change through the whole Southern Cameroon or English speaking Cameroon. I'm sure you don't like that.
No, fine. Let's go. To tell you the truth, there's no problem in Southern Cameroon right now.
Actually, I don't really bother whether I call it Southern Cameroon or.
Look, I'm from both. My mother is from Douala.
Yes.
My father is from this area.
Yes.
I have never been a citizen of La Republique du Cameroon. You understand? When they got independence, well, I was a Southern Cameroonian.
Yes.
So when we came together, I was a Cameroonian.
Yes.
Based on the federation. I am a hardcore federalist.
Okay.
And there is no way I would accept this country being called La Republique. To me, that is the big problem.
Yes.
So that one, calling it Southern Cameroon is no problem for me. But I believe too that calling it Southern Cameroon does not mean that I want no negotiable separation from the unified Cameroon. We can be together in a federal structure. That's what we agreed on.
Yes.
Even if things have progressed and we come to a different kind of federation, there's no problem.
And that, in my opinion, is the best thing for us.
Yes.
We stay as one country, but we turn to the system where we call ourselves Federal Republic of Cameroon. You know, actually, what is happening in Cameroon now is that VIA has further fragmented.
What's that?
Yes. So that now, very soon, you will soon get to the stage where already the far north is fighting for its own region.
Yes.
And you will soon get to the stage where we will have about another 20.
And that seems to suit him very well.
Yes, it seems very well. And we'll have 20 regions in La Republique. But just the nomenclature of La Republique hurts some of us to the soul. It hurts some of us to the soul. If we could return to that system of the Federal Republic of Cameroon, then we would have achieved something, because now we can...
Even United Republic,
it's a
federal structure,
yes,
right?
It's a federal structure.
Yes.
Yes, because you can walk up to the headquarters here and do what you can be born and grow there and live there and die there and you are happy, rather than facing all these headaches.
You're born somewhere and they tell you come over.
You come here, they tell you all these things you have to fit. You go to Yaoundé, you want to pick a document where they defy authority. Instead of authority serving people, we turn them into demigods. And we of this Anglophone Cameroon, I'm trying to avoid a Southern Cameroon.
You can go, since you made a you're going to Bamenda?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll finish it.
Ah, okay.
You mean when you die to bury in Bamenda?
I'm talking about
Chad.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the quest for Southern Cameroon's independence now. How that probably came up. What I was trying to say is that 1972, 20th May, people did not seem to agitate or any problem. Nothing happened very much.
Yeah.
Or people complaining like it is today.
Yeah.
So what is different today that we are seeing all this agitation about how it comes?
People complained in 1972. It's not like they didn't complain. They complained. But the political climate in the country did not allow for open complaint. You could not come out and say, you could not organize AAC 1 in 1972.
True.
You couldn't. So the complaints have not died out. They are there. They are not just emerged now. They have been there all along. And they are having a voice now because there is what is happening.
The world has changed. Technological advancement.
Technologically and freedom or something like that has come, even if somebody claims the right of having given it, but it has come. However, it has come. It's there. So those complaints can now be heard. As I say, I don't really want anything to do that there should be a Southern Cameroon.
Okay.
I don't think.
So you're still a
I don't think it helps us in any way.
Okay.
Because the smaller a country is, the more
problems.
The more problems they have. You go backwards instead.
Are you vindicating the lack of the third alternative?
Well,
the statement is just
no. Well, okay, you mean that? Actually, what I mean is, having gone through all of this, you see that going back to what we were before is not going to help us in any way. You think of how many of our children, how many of Anglophone Cameroonians are immersed in the economic street in Douala. Think of how many of them are Anglophones are selling at you down, selling food conduct and coming back and developing themselves. Now, when you suddenly think of Southern Cameroon again, there are ages behind. So if somehow you have to bring all these people out of that place to come here just because you want a nation, I don't think you are bringing any to them. What we need to do is to get back inside there and get ourselves
fix it.
Fix it, so that our own children,
for the benefit of everyone.
Yes, our own children too can get to the top.
Sure.
What is hurting people here is that they have made power to be exclusive property of Francophones.
Let me just, I know you can rush in here, let me say this.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be a little problematic if, you mean the system, not the people, right?
Yes.
Because normally, if we look at it, it will be dishonest for us Anglophones or Southern Cameroonians to talk about Francophones not wanting an Anglophone to lead. Because 1992 was indicated that even if all Anglophones voted for Frundi, he could have not gotten the percentage of vote that he got if Francophone populace did not vote for him. So I want to make that separation that even looking at it, it will come across that Francophones don't desire, because I talked to Francophones elites too, who would cry about Southern Cameroonians wanting independence and rarely vouching that they too did not see any reason why Biya changed the name of the country.
Let us talk. Come out and help us. Let's get back to the federal structure, and everybody will be happy.
Okay. So what's your vision?
Look at the education. We have two subsystems of education in Cameroon: the English subsystem and the French subsystem. They are in the law. They are created in a law in this country, and they exist, and each one carries out its own educational activities in conformity with its own culture. They exist. And when you look at that, and you look at how the Francophone Cameroonians are invading the institutions of Anglophone, you know that they appreciate it. They appreciate us. So let us help us come back.
Go to Go to America now.
Yeah.
I told my fellow Southern Cameroonians that very soon in America we'll be crying that Francophone Cameroonians are marginalized. Yes, right in America.
Yeah.
They are all over. So you think we have made, I think what you have said, we had this argument sometime when, I think when Pius Jawe was around and Celestine Munga, and we challenged them that, look, all of them who are engaged in public activism, they are household names in the Anglophone families or in the Anglophone region. But most of the Francophones don't even know what the Anglophones are doing. And in all fairness to Pius Jawe, that was one of the reasons why he created the English version. And during the GC, the GC, he did publish in French the article that we sent out for the GC board to explain what it was all about. So there are some of them, we just need to look for them and approach them. So what's the vision now? What's your vision and what's your hope? Where do you see us going? The SCNC and all those other, where do you think things are going?
I'm sure that as we have talked, you can know that I think that we should go back to the federal system. And I think that we should revive the AAC. Call another Anglophone English
Conference.
AAC conference, and then we come together and maybe we will see new leaders emerging. Our problem now is leadership. We don't know where we're going. We know what we want, but we don't know how to get there.
True.
So if we can get some people that we can give confidence in and say, yes, you people lead us to this. Once you have identified leadership, people will listen. Even the government itself will listen. They cannot just toy with you,
Sure.
But now we're just like in the park.
So you're hopeful?
Well,
Okay.
yeah.
So BR is still there, and what is it? Is there any timeline for us to expect anything happening again like it did in the 90s with them?
No. I don't think BR has any intention of closing.
Well, not BR I'm talking about, because normally I don't blame BR for what is happening to the Anglophones. I blame the Anglophones for not doing what is theirs. Because if we are together, it's a matter of international even recognition. If there is anything that the camera is focused on Anglophone, unity together. Because now all what we are doing, SCNC, whether it's abroad or whatever, is a mockery.
It's
even what we are looking for.
Yes.
So if we are authentic like we were in the AAC, that was carried internationally. French press carried about the AAC. So if we are doing things that are not authentic, people will not recognize it. So how can we get back? Because that was so effectively done in the 19th. Just from the AAC, the GC board, everything just fell in place so smoothly, and our people were seen to be feeling good that something was coming. There was something authentic in the air.
I think we can organize an assessment forum.
Okay.
Can begin there. Organize an assessment forum we are going to have a 50th anniversary here in Boyaso. It's belated, but it's coming. After, if you follow the press, you see Canada, they have been discussing this thing, bringing together Francophones who have been discussing unification. We, the architects of unification, the Anglophones, are not taking part. The Fumban, CRTV has organized conferences in Fumban to discuss this thing. And I raised the question to some journalists, to Paul Gode. I said, if you look at the presses are washing out with Francophones who are trying to explain unification to us who actually worked for unification. Why can't they also come together and say, this is what we think unification was all about? And if you say that you want a conference to discuss unification in this country, and you make it appear really honest, I don't think anybody will stop you. And from such a forum, we can now begin to identify a direction and a leadership. That's what I think we can do about it.
So one of the things too that we have, you know, like I talked in the 90s, going from the 90s, this country was like a hot air balloon.
Yeah.
And fortunate for it that some air got out, and the air got out by an exodus.
Yes.
A lot of the authentic fighters and other people who could get out, they got out. They got out, and that helped the situation, enabled the system some more to be what it is today. How do you think we can now recoup and create that link between, because normally I am in the diaspora, but sometimes too, in the 90s when things started happening in the diaspora, there was that link between the diaspora and what was going on in the ground. So how do you think?
Munzu is here.
Yeah, talk to him yesterday.
Talk to him. I think he can start, come back on it and tell us what happened. You can start it from that.
What happened?
What happened? Where
where?
Where did you, where were you? Where did you get to? You know, tell us where you left off. Something like that, when you come to such a forum.
Would I have to account to?
No, whoever has to account, but just, it is a way of starting. Foncha came back, Muna came back, and told us this was what happened. So you take off. That's all we need. Nobody is going to go and stop Foncha from entering his grave or getting his house. Nobody can do that. He has cleaned his face with us, and everyone knows that that's one hero. Muna has done the same. So you come back and tell us where you left this thing, so that we can pick up from there.
You mean the Munzu, right?
The Munzu and the Anyangwe and
just who were the forefront.
yes.
Because some of us are just also.
They can just organize an evening meal, and some people come there just as we're talking. And from there we can generate something and start to go.
Well, one thing I'll tell you, when you relate, your firebrand to, we have interacted, sometimes we clash, but we still are on the same platform.
Yeah.
When I like more.
Certainly, it is a good thing to have dual nationality. Those who are should keep it.
Okay.
And those who want it should have it. I don't have any reason to stop.
Okay.
Because it helps. It helps in many ways.
Economically.
Especially. So those who want it. My son, for instance, has a dual nationality.
Dual from what country?
He's German and he's Cameroon.
How can he have dual nationality? It doesn't exist in the system. You just forced him.
No, at least
yes, you are not. If you were
he's a born Cameroonian, he's a German citizen.
If you were a civilian politician of power, you can enjoy dual nationality and your children. But you being on this other side, I don't think you have dual nationality.
No, not me.
Your children is not.
He's a man himself. Why shouldn't he? He's no longer my child.
Okay. Well, that's what is going on, and I think it's to the advantage.
Yes, it is helpful. It's helpful.
Thank you so much,
yes.
Azong Wara. It's always good. I mean, for us to be coming here now and sitting and talking like this, it means there's hope that we can bring back the children and do what you said the Foncha and Muna did for them to continue.
Exactly.
So that they don't get lost.
I'm very grateful. Happy to have had the chance to talk with you too. And also to wipe up some impressions. You know, when I talked to you last night, I did not remember the things, the parts of the book and so on. Those good things were not coming up, but just some little nasty ones were popping up immediately.
Yeah, we had those misgivings during camp, but when we went into the GC thing, we came together.
So, yes, that's good. So
thank you, and safe trip.
Let me go to Bamene.
Yeah, safe trip to Bamene.
Okay.